はいません。
No, but I have idea for new show.
Continue.
It came off of a really bad pun I made while I was driving.
Uh-huh.
That just sounds bad.
Uh-huh.
This is gonna be bad.
Uh-huh.
No, it sounds good so far. Keep going.
So, we right now we're doing podcasts, but we don't really talk about what we're currently watching a whole lot usually.
Yeah.
So the idea for the show was basically just like updates, like usually it doesn't have to be like daily or like by every other day or anything. It'd be like a once a week kind of update on what Leo and Watson are watching / doing / if any important news comes out and we want to talk about something.
We could just do that on the off week.
We could do that. But no, this would give us more content, and the idea for the show was called Shoot the Sheets, because it would be a mixture of shooting the shit and shitting the sheets, but taking out the word shit, so shoot the sheets. And Zach's going,
That's bad. That's really bad.
I liked it.
I don't understand the pun.
Shooting the shit and shitting the sheets.
Oh, why would
So-
you... I don't...
Because it's just us sitting there talking about what's going on, so we're shooting the shit, but it could just end up being really bad, so we could just end up shitting the sheets. So it's shooting the sheets. I thought it was good. I thought it was gold. I've been getting better at Smash.
We've noticed.
But I don't want to play Smash
Watson,
on my 3DS.
we've noticed. Is it that noticeable, though? Because I don't think it's that noticeable.
I mean, I just wanted to put it out there that we have noticed, maybe not our listeners who may or may not be listening right now. Probably not. But, I don't know. It's potential.
It's not like we showed them.
Yeah. So,
I don't know. I'm pretty sure if they watched
Now
me
they
play
know.
Smash, they'd be like, who the hell is playing this garbage?
God, that was shit. What the fuck is wrong with that guy?
Rub City.
Speaking of garbage, Watson, didn't
Yes.
we say Sunday you were going to come over and we were going to try and stream? Was that
we were
Tuesday?
gonna record tomorrow.
I don't remember these things. I don't remember it being recording. Thought it was streamed.
We were going
tomorrow.
to record tomorrow for
I don't
what
remember
we're going
talking
to
about
record
that.
tonight
I don't remember talking about that.
with Dawn.
I don't remember that being decided.
Okay, well, clearly, which is why we moved it up to today.
I mean, the only thing I see is like, how's Saturday afternoon? And I said I work, and you said until when? I said 12:30 to 9, but then I got today off
But then you didn't work.
because I got today off. I used PTO today because I thought there was going to be more drinking involved with today, and there wasn't.
Oh, that was in the freaking group chat?
Yeah,
I didn't see any of that.
and then you said Sunday's our only day to record, and we need a third, and you never said who. And that was just like,
Oh, I
hey,
was
yo,
talking to
we're all
Dawn.
home right now.
I was talking to Dawn through texts because
Oh.
Dawn responds to those.
She does.
So I had Dawn lined up for tomorrow.
We went to B-Dubs today.
Fine.
And I paid for everyone for some reason. I don't know why. Mainly because no one stopped me.
Leo, we are
That's what
going
happened.
on a trip.
I paid for me, Dawn, and Jennifer.
I was sleeping.
I
I
was
thought about inviting you,
probably
but
at
then I
work.
realized it didn't matter.
I was sleeping.
It was at like, well, I mean, yeah, you were asleep by the time
Like,
I left.
God
Or
damn.
you went to sleep right before.
Yeah.
You're all...
My
Your sleep schedule's
my
all
sleep
fucked up.
schedule's gonna be gone
Mm.
until I get to until Monday basically.
No, it's going to be fucked up on Monday, too, because you're going
Well,
to be in a
no.
different time zone.
I literally have to be there, so I have to be awake for that
Oh, I meant-
9 to
I
at
meant-
least 8 o'clock period. So
I meant a whole different time zone thing. You're going to be messed up for a
it's
bit, too.
1 hour.
We're going to be messed up.
It's 1 hour.
All those time zones.
And I can sleep on the plane.
All those time zones.
I get 4 hours of sleep on the plane.
All those time zones.
That or I'm going to play more Fire Emblem. I'm definitely going to play more Fire Emblem.
Are you flying to Minneapolis before you fly to Arizona?
No, Dallas.
I mean, that one at least makes a little bit of sense.
I told you what the return trip is, right?
I think so. It was something really ridiculous, if I remember right.
Tucson to Phoenix.
Right, Tucson to Phoenix.
And then to Omaha.
And then to Omaha. Yeah, you told me that. I've been in the good thing, though, is Phoenix has a nice airport.
They do. I was literally there. Remember? I went to Arizona. I went to a football game. They lost.
Yeah,
Notre Dame did lose. It was fun, but yeah, they lost.
And it's really funny because I called my dad that day because he too is a big Notre Dame fan, and he told me, "Why didn't you tell him to get me a T-shirt?" I'm just like, because I didn't think about it.
I didn't get anything.
Speaking of sport ball, welcome to the Baker Street Podcast. My name's Watson.
Sports ball. You're Leo.
I am Leo,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to go with yes because I had to think about it.
Okay, and I'm Zach.
Cool, yeah.
It's like recreation sport ball, which isn't all sports ball recreational.
Unless it's professional.
I guess so.
Which this can be too. So.
Today.
I mean, is it really though?
Yeah,
I guess.
Today
we
is
have full Olympic teams.
Oh my god.
Go ahead.
Today is the first episode in March Madness month for the Baker Street Podcast.
He didn't play. Forrest Gump did play against China. That's right.
Within all of these
That's
3
funny.
episodes, we will be talking about the glorious genre of sports anime. Because
Sports!
March is an important time for sport ball. So it's...
I still think October's better, but go ahead.
I mean...
Better for sports in October?
Oh, yeah.
Not if we're going to be talking about slam dunk.
Yeah. No, basketball starts in October.
Basketball starts in October.
But like...
Basketball starts in it does start in October.
But like, important basketball happens in March.
It's true. No one cares. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say no one cares about basketball until March, but no one cares about basketball until March.
But we could talk about a baseball anime because it's the World Series. You could talk about football anime because it's right in the middle of the football season. NHL has started. NBA has started. Everything has started.
But like,
find
neither of those shows are small.
Find me a hockey anime, Zach.
I'm sure there was one exists. It's probably also a porn.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there's always a porn of it, but
that's just the internet.
Yeah.
No, I meant like the anime is also a porn and about hockey.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I mean, there's a marching band one fitting that description.
There is.
Well, that's an interesting picture.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Well, that's just Canada.
Yeah. That's just Canada using...
Those are just people dressed up to look... I think that's it.
Hockey club.
My Heavenly Hockey Club.
Yes, it's a porn.
It ran from 2005 to 2010.
That sounds like a porn.
It's a comedy shoujo.
Oh, okay. So, girls hockey.
Nope, guys hockey.
Guys hockey with girl. Girl name.
Oh! Reverse harem girl porn hockey.
Probably.
Anime. Cool.
Basically what Cavs is.
Cool.
Except
for comedy.
Except for Stride isn't actually, visual novel complete 100% adaptation, although it just keeps all the same beats as a visual novel with its ridiculously
just weird,
convenient plot points and quirky nonsense that happens all the time.
Okay, I want to watch hockey anime now because this actually sounds hilarious.
We'll think about it.
Replace Slam Dunk.
This actually sounds hilarious.
Next time, because we already got our 3 lined up. But I think we should talk about sports anime as a whole before we start with the first anime we'll be watching this month. So
sounds great, right?
That sounds like what?
That sounds great, right?
Oh yeah.
Apparently, hockey anime is real good, but
no, it's probably awful.
No, it's probably awful, but just the synopsis sounds hilarious. It's probably real bad.
I mean, no one talks about it, so I'm sure it's the worst.
Yeah.
Probably not in a good kind of the worst kind of way.
Yeah, like Watson's wife, who's the actual worst. She's trash.
Yeah, I mean, it's true, which is why she's also the best.
So before we get started talking, like you were saying about what we feel about sports anime as a whole, I just want to go down on record saying that to me, headcanon is all sports anime exist within the same universe.
Probably. I mean,
That's just what it is. Just every sports anime exists in the same universe.
they're all kind of
That's just what it is.
exactly the same for the most part, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, except for the one
All,
we're going to be talking about today for reasons.
yeah, nope. All the sports anime exist in the same universe. Just all of them. There's just like a shit ton of schools in Japan. They
Pretty sure we
stack
can't.
them next to
I'm
each
pretty
other.
sure the baseball animes can't be together.
You don't know.
See, they can. How that? Because it's the same thing where I think of.
Pretty sure one of the most popular baseball animes is actually about professional baseball. So,
This is
yes.
But there's plenty of high school baseball.
No, see, here's how I differentiate there. Like Slam Dunk and Kuroko, yes, they're in the same universe, but Slam Dunk comes before in the timeline.
Obviously.
Well, fine, but
It's
still.
the way I break that up in my head.
And Big Windup and Ace of Diamond do not happen in the same prefecture, even, I would say.
Probably not. But they could meet each other at nationals.
Yeah, they could, but
But they don't because Big Wind Up School sucks.
yeah,
Yes.
that's the point of Big Windup.
Okay. So now that we all understand Leo believes that all sports animes are in the same universe.
Especially when some of them are random ass sports like bicycling.
That one could be okay.
In free running,
And
why do we
ping
have
pong? Yeah, a
an
made up sport of
not
parkour and
just-
free running.
no,
Sport.
why do we have an entire building just to running? They had a pool and a basketball court in that building. I'm pretty sure, Watson, you're not watching the show
No, I'm
anymore.
not. I dropped it after the second episode because it's stupid.
Me and Zach are still watching the show because it's hilarious. But there's an episode where they have like a joint training camp thing. And they go to like best schools place. And I kid you not, they have a pool and a full-size basketball court
But like,
inside their like stride tower.
here's the thing though, that anime was a visual novel and a dating sim. So
I know, and it's all still there, and it's hilarious. But it's just ridiculous. It makes me happy.
So yes, sports anime. I like it. I think this is good. It's good stuff.
I like most sports anime.
Yeah.
I don't think there's one there's not many I haven't liked. There's been a couple.
I'm a pretty big sports fan.
Yes, you are a pretty big sports fan.
So sports anime literally talks right to me,
Mhm.
and it's great.
See,
And I like
I'm not a huge sports fan, but living in Nebraska, it's kind of hard to not know about every single sport to
I don't
some
know.
degree.
I remember when we first started watching Ace of Diamond when it came out 2 years ago now,
Mhm.
I think, that it made you want to go back and try harder at baseball when you were little.
Yep.
I remember that was a conversation we had.
I
nope,
mean,
I'm still okay with my decision to give up baseball.
every sports anime does that to me, though. That's kind of the reason why I love them so much. Sports anime to me is just passion.
Yeah,
That is the name of the game.
it's literally
I
what
thought
it
the
is.
name of the game was The Game, which is why I lost.
Probably not.
No? Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
We're all giving you icy dagger stares over the internet.
I know.
There's one right next to him.
Zach's looking at me right now with the same like dagger stare. It's okay. So now that we've kind of understand that, we all like sports anime for our own different reasons, and I'm crazy. What are we doing here today, Watson?
Well, I thought it would be a good idea to start off March Madness month with not a basketball anime, surprisingly, but we'll get to that.
What?
We'll get to that in a couple weeks. No, I thought it'd be good to start off with one of the most critically acclaimed sports anime of the past decade.
Kuroko no Basket.
No.
Yes.
Ping Pong the Animation.
Oh.
I mean, you watched
Slam
it.
dunk.
And Slam Dunk's, no, Slam Dunk's basically the granddaddy of all. That's not entirely true, but it's been called that before.
It was one of the first big ones.
Yeah, it's one of the most popular ones and the most
One of the
long-standing.
First big ones.
I'll show you the first big one.
Ew. Moving on.
I don't think you can physically do that.
Oh, find it.
Despite having drastically different personalities,
There
high
it
school
is.
boys Pico and Smile have been friends since childhood. Now they're both talented members, well, kind of the table tennis club at Katsase High School. Pico gets decisively defeated by a Chinese student and thus becomes so devastated that he quits practicing. Meanwhile, Smile's personality always prevents him from winning against Pico. Coach Joe,
Yes, continue.
however, discovers Smile's potential and tries to motivate him to overcome his psychological obstacles.
Yep.
Characters.
I bought this one as soon as I could after I watched it, and
Wikipedia, man, coming up with those plot synopses on point.
yep, better than all the other ones.
and my teacher always told me that I could never use Wikipedia as a source when I was growing up.
They actually can now because it's
I know, because
very heavily monitored.
It's also required that you have to cite your sources on Wikipedia.
Yes.
Reputability.
You used to not have to.
Man, kids these days have it so good. We didn't used to be able to use Wikipedia. I had to go to freaking journals and shit.
Oh, I still use journals.
I had to use a magazine as a source.
I use
Actual
Search
encyclopedias.
Does anyone
Those
remember
were the
Search a Source? No.
Who thought that was a good idea?
What, Search a Source?
No, cite encyclopedias. Just like, you have to use an encyclopedia. There's literally 3-word lines about my subject here. I can't use the encyclopedia.
Journals were the
I'm
best.
still angry about high school.
I never had to use encyclopedias for high school.
No, that was middle school.
Middle school I had to use one a couple times, but no, most of them were peer-reviewed journals that I had to use.
I was in high school when you guys were in middle school.
Yeah,
That's true.
congratulations, I'm proud of you. Or at least for a little bit.
For a little bit, yeah.
I mean, you would have been, a junior when we were freshmen? Wait, yeah, because
Anyway.
me and you graduated the same year, right, Watson?
Yep.
Okay, I can never remember.
Anyway.
So ping pong, who knows anything about it?
The sport or the show? Because I know a good deal about the show.
Yes.
I don't know.
Let's start with the
but whatever.
the sport. I remember playing it in gym in middle school.
It's basically like tennis, but like on a table.
I also remember playing it and getting a fancy little belt loop in Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
I suck at table tennis.
Me too.
I had that one friend that had a table tennis table, so we played it. He kicked my ass, and I said, "We're not playing this anymore."
I can play pool.
That's completely unrelated.
That's when we get to the pool anime.
We're not watching Free.
Ah!
When we get to, there's not another name for that sport.
Billiards?
Billiards.
This sticky McHitballs.
Billiards.
I like the other one better.
Sticky McHitballs.
Stole that straight from Adam Sandler's Furious 8, but whatever.
I know you did. Wait, you sat down and watched that movie without
No,
me?
I watched that one clip that everyone put up on Facebook because it's the invention of baseball, and it's actually really funny.
Sounds about right.
Oh man, you hit that so far. I don't want to go get it. You just go all the way around. Home run.
Sounds accurate. Anyway,
The movie's awful.
this show is interesting to look at because it doesn't look like anything else.
It's unique.
This guy, the director, also did the Tatami Galaxy and I think an episode of Adventure Time, the one where they become like part of the life cycle in a museum. If you've seen that, maybe not.
Oh yeah,
It's one of those. It's very
is a
strange
weird-
episode.
it's a decent episode, but it's very visually different.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we messed up, guys.
What's that?
There's a live-action movie of this show.
No, we're not.
No. I'm
We messed
100%
up.
certain that the anime is far more interesting.
We messed up. Should have watched the live-action anime, live-action version of the show.
Go ahead and look up a clip of that. If it doesn't look anything visually like the show, then it wasn't worth it.
It came out before the show.
So
Then
it wasn't worth it.
Obviously does not look anything like the show. Ping pong's real good. Real good. Like I said, as soon as it was available for pre-order, I pre-ordered the crap out of that. And that's what I watched the majority of this time. My sweet Blu-ray set.
Man, all that 1080p
Weird,
glory goodness.
wonky animation that is enchanting and mesmerizing, but really weird at the same time. But tells a story much, much better solely through just the visuals, better than every anime that's currently airing right now.
Yes.
Lies.
What?
Watson's not caught up with Haikyuu.
Even that one.
I am so, and even still.
Even that one.
I love the current animation in Haikyuu.
I don't disagree, but I'm not
but...
talking about strictly the animation. I'm talking about the storytelling with simply the animation.
I understand. I just still want to point out I'm very happy with the animation in Haikyuu right now.
Yeah, Haikyuu looks real good, especially those last couple episodes. We haven't had episode 23 yet, so we all know.
Came out today?
No, I meant like...
I'm 21, aren't we?
What I'm talking about is episode 23 of last season, which looked awful.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right. That's why I forgot what you were talking about.
Yep.
I spaced that episode out of my mind. But yeah, no. So, I mean, Ping Pong, you're right. I mean, it's beautiful. It has great characters. Pico, the young, interesting boy who's into older men, is an interesting character. Smiles kind of crazy. I don't know.
The show kind of covers every possible conceivable reason why you would want to play a sport, and follows through with every plot line. Twice, maybe. Because there is definitely a parallel plot line that happened in the past with the old people in the show.
Yes.
Well, yeah. We don't see a whole lot of that, but yeah.
No, but it's...
But they go
there.
into it.
They talk
it's
about it,
impressive how they tell a nice, short, concise story that actually makes you care about those characters a little bit more than you would have otherwise.
I mean, you spent a lot of time with two of them, so you already cared a lot about them, at least.
I cared about one of them. I cared about Granny.
You didn't care about English teacher?
Not really.
Okay, well...
Wait, English teacher?
Yeah, he teaches English. That's something
That's
that was
why-
kind of
that's
lost
why-
on the dub.
That's why he walks in every day and speaks English.
I never paid attention to that, I guess.
Also...
I didn't know that until Watson said it, but it makes sense.
Yeah, what did you guys watch? Did you watch the sub or the dub? Because
I watched the dub. It was hilarious when we tried to talk about hamburgers.
I watched the sub.
Right. There are some things that are lost with the dub,
Like the hamburgers.
Yes, like the hamburgers.
Because
And-
it's not hamburger. It's hamburger.
You said the same thing!
Because
You didn't change your pronunciation at all!
I started, as you know, Watson, and I don't really mind mentioning this to viewers. I watched all this show in one day. Zach came. You came out
too,
of
actually.
you came out of your room like actually around that point where he's like, "Oh, you're watching the dub," and then you proceed to watch. I think most of it with me, or the rest, almost most of it with me. But you know, we're just like hamburger.
I was like, that makes a lot more sense in the sub.
We doing a Pink Panther 2 type deal now?
What?
Not even.
I mean, yeah, I know that joke was, and that exchange was kind of lost with the English translation. They did keep all of the Chinese in Chinese though.
They did,
Which was nice.
yeah.
I
there was
don't think they
sense.
could have done that any other way. That would have made sense.
Could have made it Japanese.
I mean, yes, but
Would you do
why?
that, though? Why?
No, just cause I don't know. But it was good. It was a good choice in keeping it in Chinese because that would have been weird. Because then he would have been speaking English, but the air quote English people would not, or our main characters who are then now speaking English in the dub wouldn't understand the other dude speaking English.
Yeah, I was about
So
to say
that
that's
wouldn't make
part
sense.
of the point of his,
Yeah,
not of his character, but that's part of the point that everyone else doesn't understand what he's saying.
of
Usually,
being China.
that way he can openly mock them to their faces.
Yeah,
They don't pull a gate and just forget the
Everyone
plot
speaks
point.
everything.
I got hit in the head, so now I can speak this language.
And then
So I'm pretty sure that's what happened in Gate.
that happened to Itami, but then everyone else had to learn the language, but they still gave up on speaking the other language after an
Everyone
episode.
learns English.
No, everyone learned Japanese. But like, or the other way around, those people learned the other language, but it was still all in Japanese. So that
Everyone has Babelfish in their ear.
Yep. Everyone learned how to speak in subtitles.
Yep.
But no, so I mean, yeah, this show, I have a lot of mixed feelings about it because I remember when it came out, you told me I needed to watch this show, and I'm just
Yes,
like, this show looks booty. Or
Yes, it does. At least at first glance.
I said something along those lines, and I was like, hell no, and I decided not to watch the show.
And I told you it wasn't Aku no Hana though, and you still said no.
Yeah, because this came out around the same time as Aku no Hana.
I think it was a season after, or
it was something
season
close.
or two after. Yeah.
There's something close to it, which is why I decided not to watch, because I tried to watch Aku no Hana, and I'm not a big fan of that show either. With all the gyroscoping drawn art.
Rotoscope?
Sure, rotoscoping, yes. I'm not a big fan of it. And I will go back this time, Watson, on record and apologize for my saying of rude things about this show, because I very much enjoyed it. And Alphonse Eric is my hero.
What?
The English dub actor for Pico is the guy that plays Alphonse in Brotherhood.
Oh.
Or it might be Smile. It's one of the two of them.
No, it's not Smile. Smile's like the only voice I recognized.
Yeah, then it's Pico. Then
Smile was
someone else too, though. Because there's a lot of people in the show.
I mean,
yeah, Smile.
By the way, for a Funimation dub, I recognize two voices in this. So, good job.
Yeah, Smile was Soul from Soul Eater, and Alphonse was Pico. Also, can we clarify? Is it Pico or is it Peko? Because I think I was gonna say they keep saying Peko, right?
The Pico.
Yeah, and I keep making the joke Pico because all I can think of is Boku no Pico.
I mean, that's not where my first one goes to, but okay.
Pico de Gallo?
Pico de Gallo?
Yeah, that's where I'd go first.
Pickle of the cat?
Yep.
This is not what that means.
Pico de Gato.
Pickle de Gato? Pickle of the cat? What?
Bad Spanish translations with Leo.
Which is real funny because I actually speak Spanish pretty well. Yeah. No, like, sitting down watching the show, there's a reason I watched it all in one day. I mean, like, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't have. I mean, it was really good. I like the story. The characters are all engaging. The dub, actually, other than, like, some of those jokes that we kind of talked about that don't translate very well, is actually very good.
It is a very good dub.
And I enjoyed it a lot. I mean...
That being said, I'd still go sub if you could.
I mean, yeah. I mean, sub's probably not the bad choice in between the two, but I mean, the dub's definitely bearable. Unlike some dubs I've watched, like, this is awful.
Yeah.
And then I switch.
And it's not too talky that you would miss all the interesting things that are happening in the animation if you did watch the sub. But even so, watching the dub is better if you want to see everything that's happening.
Yeah, no, and
there are pros and cons to both.
Yeah, definitely. And it took me a bit to get into the show, but once I did, I found it really, really pretty. It's pretty in its own way. And the story is very engaging. It kind of pulls you in. And overall, I actually thought this was a very good show. It'd probably be one of my favorites now. With that, though, Zach, while we were watching the show, did tip me off to something, and he made up a brilliant point that I'm going to let him talk about.
Oh, I get to talk about it?
Yeah, I'm going to let you talk about it. Because it was your point.
Did you kind of notice it, too?
Yeah, I did notice it, too. You're not crazy.
I wasn't crazy, hopefully. Watson's going to rip me apart. All right.
Which is why I'm letting you talk about it.
Well, I like how the entire story for Smile, basically, is great, amazing. Especially how they kind of start out from his point of view at the beginning of the show, and then when he finally goes full robot and goes all badass and just starts destroying people with no remorse, they switch the perspective to all of his opponents instead. until the very last battle where he gets the perspective put back on him because his heart thaws and all that stuff. I don't know. I really liked the way they told that story, kind of, not even through the animation, but that one's like purely through storytelling.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, well, we got Peiko the hero, Smile the robot,
Yep.
Ryu, whatever, the dragon.
The dragon.
I mean, it's kind of on the nose there.
China.
Baby
dragon.
The guy from China.
Do you want to go on the nose? China.
I mean, but
Baby dragon.
Baby dragon. Time roulette, go. Yeah. Yeah.
And Zach pointed that out to me because he wanted me to actually look and see if that was true during that bit, so it wouldn't be crazy.
It's mostly because I only noticed it in probably the last half of the episode, and I didn't want to go back and try to see if they actually did switch perspective. So I was like, "Hey, Leo, just watch for that."
And he's right; they really don't they do that. Once it's episode 2 where Smile goes full robot, and he at that point you no longer see inside of his head, basically, and it's just him meticulously going boop boop boop, beating people at that point.
Beat up
and you hear like inside of China or inside of any of his opponents, you see them starting to break down as they're fighting this Titan of a man, because they make that joke, and I think it's funny because there was an Attack on Titan joke in the middle of the show.
There is, yes.
But they start fighting this Titan of a man who is essentially this robot that's unstoppable, and you slowly see them break down in these matches instead of seeing what we would normally see being the protagonist going through the thought process of, oh, I got to do this, got to do that. No, he's just doing his motions of what he needs to do. Mm-hmm. And it's great. And it's one of those, it's a very subtle thing that, honestly, if Zach probably wouldn't have mentioned it, I probably wouldn't have noticed. It's very subtly in there that it's just like, he is very straightforward. There's no thought there. He's just doing what basically needs to be done to win these matches at that point. And
that's one of the biggest reasons why this show was so critically acclaimed when it came out, because it is very subtle.
Yes,
and it's in your face, out of the ordinary art style. But yeah.
Here's the thing, though, and I talked to Zach about this too. The Peiko, every time they mentioned that it's the hero returns, I think I talked, the hero appears. The hero appears. I kept saying, and it was you I was talking about this, Watson. Kept thinking about the opening, the hero returns, being the first Naruto Shippuden opening, and that's all I could think of every time that they were talking about the hero returns or the hero appears. Just that rap opening from the first season of Shippuden. And I kept laughing at that because I found it to be hilarious.
Right, so Peiko embodies natural talent. Smile embodies hard work. China let's get his actual name.
China.
It's just China. That's all. That's his name.
Nope, his name's Kong Wenge.
Yeah, it's Kong Wang. It's Wenge, but yeah.
China.
He is declining success and patriotism. And then we got Kazuma, who is rising success and over dedication.
In like capitalism, basically. Match shoes.
He doesn't.
That wasn't his idea.
No, he doesn't play for the money. That's his coach's reason.
That was
true.
Yeah.
His coach plays.
You want to talk about ridiculous setups for a singular sport? What is up with that school and all of their nonsense?
Have you never been?
Freaking?
They have even more stuff than what you described about Stride.
You've not watched Stride. I kid you not, though. But no, have you never been to one of those schools, Watson?
Ping pong, huge.
No.
Ping Pong Academy.
No. One of those schools that like they're like that, where like all the money, all the things, it goes to sports. Have you never been to one of those schools?
No, I haven't.
Because they're actually amazing. They're very interesting to be in.
Those are like the baseball academies or the tennis academies down in Florida.
They're really cool because I've been to a couple of those through just traveling.
You technically go to school.
Yeah, they're interesting. It's a different experience being in one of those places. Because I mean, there are places like that even here in the United States.
Oh yeah,
They're different. There aren't any here in town that you
kind
think
of like
of.
magnet schools. No, not in Omaha,
I mean, there's magnet schools in
but
town,
not for sports.
but magnet schools are very different in how they operate because not all their money go to whatever their magnet is. They get extra money for being a magnet school, not they put money to just that. But yeah, it's similar to that.
But yeah, as a guy that follows like basketball and football, if you actually like basketball recruiting, especially like half, not even half, most of the really good foreign players come from some sports academy school in Florida.
Yeah.
They literally just pull in, hey, that guy from Latvia is really tall and he might be good at basketball. Bring him here.
Well, they talk about that in Baby Steps.
Yep.
Where everyone goes to Florida and everyone speaks Japanese.
Yeah, everyone goes to Florida and speaks Japanese. But I mean, that's it really is like that. Like, there's a couple in Florida. I don't remember where the one I went to was. I want to say it was somewhere east. But I mean, what beautiful example is the one school that they talk about in the movie Fame in New York, which is an all music school that basically is Juilliard, but it's a high school. I mean, it's a very similar thing, except it's sports. They exist. They're real weird, though.
I believe you.
But that dude's set up with the conveyor belt and 5 different robotic arms hitting him ping pongs, and he's got an oxygen mask on because they probably drain a little bit of oxygen out of the room. Yeah,
Do you know what's
kind of crazy?
Do you know what's weird about that? That you talk about that? I was at Buffalo Wild Wings today. They sell those masks at Dick's Sporting Goods now, where you can get like the low oxygen mask where you can like run and like it filters out the air, so it's like a low oxygen environment.
Yeah.
That's weird that they actually sell those now.
That just sounds dangerous.
It's not, because it doesn't limit the amount that much unless you're overexerting yourself. So I mean, it could be dangerous, but it's the same concept of training in the mountains.
It's an advanced training technique. So
right, but being
don't
just
do that at home, kids.
Just selling one at Dick's Sporting Goods sounds like a huge liability for anyone who buys it.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, you know what I mean.
I don't know. I'm technically still allowed to sell drones.
Are you really?
Yeah. Best Buy has a ton of drones.
Interesting. I mean, technically...
Because there's no laws against it yet.
There's no laws against selling or buying them. It's just once you have one, you have to have... There's a bunch of laws that are then...
You gotta get registered, otherwise it's lots of money.
It's the only thing.
Yeah. Well, can you fly them in town here?
Yes.
Okay. Because I know, like, you cannot fly them within the city of New York. Like, it is illegal to do so. I don't know if I would want to fly a drone here in town, though, because I feel someone would shoot it down.
I mean...
I know some people that have said that if they ever saw one, they would. So, I mean... But, yeah, no, this show, at, like, the long... Like, I feel like I have so much to say about this show, but at the end of the all I have really to say is highly recommend the show. It was great. It was amazing. It's definitely worth watching. I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest person in wanting to go out and buy anime. I mean, which is funny because if you look over at my movie collection, there's so many movies over there. But it's just one of those things where it's like, I'm not the biggest, like, ultimately I know the anime is going to be somewhere where I can always watch it, whether it be Funimation or somewhere else. Or I can always borrow it from Watson if really needed.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, it's just one of those things of like, this show is really good. And I think I would recommend, this would be a show I'd recommend to people who haven't seen anime before, or like on a I have a list of anime that like, and I know you do too, but like I have a list of anime that I would recommend people who are watching stuff for the first time. I would go to say that this is good enough to put on that list. Like I would.
Well, it's obviously good enough. But
yeah, I definitely.
That could be.
I'm going to apologize to Aaron of Happily Aaron right now. I love this show more than Kuroko no Basket.
You don't need to apologize over that. Come on now.
It was mostly a joke, Watson. But
Okay,
I mean,
well.
I think I legitimately like this show more than Kuroko, and as you know, Watson, I really like Kuroko.
Mhm.
I mean, this show, like, I don't like other than the anime. I don't think anything much about it is like beyond special. But I mean, it's just the way it's presented and everything about it and the characters. It's close to flawless for me. I think it's
an
amazing.
extremely tightly written story
Yes, yes.
beyond the animation because we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 different like fairly major plots all put into that 11 episode, and they all wrap up tightly. They all wrap up nicely.
The 5 kids and the 3 old people.
Sure.
We got
All right.
we
Well,
got Dragon. We got
there's the 5 kids.
China, Peko, Smile, Glasses
Nope.
Kid. That was also
Nope.
training dojo.
I'm going to count 8 kids.
Who else are you counting? Oh,
We got.
Oh,
yeah.
well,
If we want to count the seniors too.
if you want to go overarching,
8 kids. No. I'm just talking about the kids right now. 8 kids. Peiko, Smile, Kong, Kazuma's cousin, the glasses kid,
Yeah, the girl.
the
I was-
other important guy from their school who has a thing for her,
Oh, yeah.
and then the other random guy who was on a beach and decides, beach dude.
Beach dude.
I'm going
to the beach.
I'm gonna say 6 of those are going to be not 5. Sorry, 5 of those are still going to be like major overarching episode.
5 of those are the most important in the
Three
show.
of them are definitely more of minor side plots that are still pretty interesting to watch
Yeah.
and are still wrapped up very nicely in the end.
I don't know who is it. It's not really wrapped up, but weird-haired like captain of.
Oh,
Pig-
guy who
team.
stops being a hard ass at the middle of the show.
Sure, that's a decent minor.
He doesn't like it. Doesn't super sum up where he just becomes part of his family's business, really. But I mean, like he does have a story. He becomes less dickish, and like
He learns how to be a good captain
Yeah, basically. I mean, like
instead of being a fucking asshole.
yeah, like his story does sum up a little bit too. I mean, like his not as well, honestly, as the other guys, but I mean, every character in the story has their moment, and all of them get fulfilled. And it's really nice.
Every named character has a purpose in the story,
Oh yeah.
and it's fantastic because it all wraps up neatly.
I will say, spoilers, Brewer's spoiler thing. I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get to see all of Smile and Peko's match.
That I actually liked a lot.
But I am okay with it. Like the way they decided to do that went well. It's just, I think it would have been cool if we did get a match.
The way that they animated it, though, I don't think we could have taken that much longer than it was. It was paced really well.
Yeah, like I mean, we knew Peg was going to win at that point. It was just one of those things of I don't know. I'm also one of those people of like I just like seeing the sport happen. Like I like seeing
You saw
in
the
the sports anime. Like I like.
Here's
seeing,
the thing, though. As much as the show is about the sport, it's just
It's
as much
real
not
it's
about the sport.
characters. Yeah,
It's
which is some of my
I
favorite.
like
It is
half-
more about the characters who play the sport, which is a
And
much better reason to have a show.
And I agree. I love shows that do that, like Mayo. Mayo, no one has names; they all have titles, and it's about economics.
I wouldn't describe this show as Mayo at all.
No, I'm saying I'm saying more of like it's similar in idea of like it's not about what is there, but about what is there. In the vaguest of terms.
You definitely said words.
I did say words.
That is a sentence one can make with the mouth.
Can I make you? No, never mind. You understand what I'm getting at though. Like it's, I don't know. I really enjoyed this show.
It's not focusing on the
It's not.
sport
Yeah.
as much as it is the characters, whereas other anime will go, this is how you dribble the basketball. Now this is how we pass it. Oh, look, he misdirected it, and then he dunked.
But see, like, when we talk about that in a couple weeks, there'll be reasons for that.
Yeah.
No, here's the other end of it.
Not going to say that Slam Dunks is better than this show, because it clearly is not.
It is not.
No.
I actually need to watch that show, yeah.
Me too.
You got to get through 39 episodes in 2 weeks, so...
I got 30 more to go.
I have...
A lot more. You got to
38?
episode 2.
Yep.
I did get to 2.
Watch 2 a day, 2 or 3 a day. You'll be fine.
I know. I have all day tomorrow too. What was I going to say? Oh, what I was going to say is like it's ultimately it's to me. I feel like this game's like a good video game where it has solid characters, the animation's good, the story's good, but like it doesn't have like the best like I guess gameplay. But I mean like everything else is completely solid, so it's a good game. I mean I don't know.
Thank God it's not a game.
Thank God it's not a game.
I don't want to describe an uninteractive medium to an interactive one.
Nope. I'm going to try, Watson. Watch me.
I'm seeing, and it's not really working that well.
You're working very well.
I don't even know what you're trying to say the gameplay is.
Don't worry about it. That's for me to know.
Man,
This game sucks. I was playing with the PlayStation 4 controller through the entire show, and nothing happened.
The menu screens really suck.
This is worse than the Telltale games.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I love going to soccer games and sitting there just, yeah, look at me, I'm beating you guys. That's what you're talking about. It's my favorite part about going to sports events. To bring my PlayStation controller with me and pretend to play. It's almost so lifelike, guys.
It's graphics.
Yeah. Watson, you should know by now, and the viewers definitely know. The things that I say are mostly just for me and not for you guys. So it's for me to know and for the viewers to guess.
And laugh at.
Mm-hmm. In the long run, I mean, like I said, I loved this show. The show is great. I give it high praise. It breaks the scale of what is butt and what is not butt.
You broke that scale last week. 2 weeks ago, I guess.
It was 2 weeks ago. I mean, I don't know. It was great. I'm happy with this show. Thank you, Watson, for making me watch it.
Took you long enough.
Yeah. Well, that's my opinion.
And
Zach?
unlike Aku no Hana, it was actually a good thing at the end.
I never watched all of Aku no Hana.
Yeah, I don't like the way it ended, but you know, I shouldn't.
I don't.
It's not that it wasn't a good way to end it. It's just I didn't like the way. It's like how I feel about Naruto. I didn't like the way it ended.
You don't like the way Naruto ends?
I don't like the way. No, I don't like the way that Naruto ends.
Jesus.
I don't like the way that Naruto gives up. Throws its hands up in the air. It's just like, fuck it, we're doing it all.
I love those comedies, though. It's okay. Boruto's been announced to start next month.
Good.
Sometime, I think.
But
it's only going to be monthly, though.
But like Ping Pong though is super good, and I really like it, and I'm glad I got the chance to watch the dub this time.
And our lovely guest Zach, what did you think?
I love this show. It's definitely my favorite sports anime. No question. No question. Not because of the sports, but more because of the story and the characters and all that stuff.
Have we ever made you watch Hajime no Ippo?
No.
Okay.
All right. Well,
that's one I want to watch. But.
Good. We will put that on the schedule. Probably not even. Maybe it will have its own month because it's 75 episodes
Watson
long.
owns like all of Hajime no
I
Ippo.
chased it down.
Watson owns much of the first and second season of Hajime no Ippo.
I own
You own
all
all
of
of
the
it.
first season because
I said second season too, though.
second season does not exist
Oh, does it not?
on disc. No, it does not.
Because I know where we can watch the third season.
Yep, me too.
It's Crunchyroll. I think
Yeah, it should. It should still have it.
Yeah, Watson has all the first season.
That's good.
I've seen all of the first season.
Did I actually give you the rest of the discs to finish that out, or did you look that up on your own?
It's been a long time now. I don't even know anymore. I thought I finished all of it. I might not have.
All right.
Now that I think about that.
You definitely finished what I lent you.
For sure.
I don't remember where you
He
left
was
off.
not champion yet.
Okay, you didn't finish.
Okay. I don't remember Ippo winning, so...
I mean,
winning the championship. He wins. He doesn't win the...
But
he hadn't won the championship that I
but
can
like
remember.
in season 3, he's title defending, so you know he has to at some point.
Yeah, I know he does at some point. Although I never watched all of season 3 or like any of season 3. I don't think.
Season 3 is real good.
I think I don't. Here's the thing: I never watched that because I was wanting to watch season 1.
I mean, you
2,
definitely watched at least the first episode.
Probably.
Did you even get to the part where he learns the Dempsey role?
Nope. Wait.
Okay.
He might have just been learning it because I remember him fighting against the water dude.
That is the first episode of season 3.
Is that the first episode of season 3?
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
What did you do?
My brain likes to mush things together. And I know Watson's experienced the same thing of working at a summer camp that's originally 7 weeks, and it feels like 1 at the end of the summer. 1 week is a day. So,
Yep.
It happens to me in anime a lot where, was this in season 1 or season 7? I don't remember things all the time anymore. Moral of the story, though, is we'll get back to Hajime no Ippo. Ping Pong was awesome. And yeah.
Yeah, I really like Ping Pong. I mean, the show. I don't care for the sport.
Sport kind of, it's a little table.
I'm not good at that sport, so I'm okay with not playing it.
I feel like this show is much more entertaining.
There are sports I'm good at. Don't make that joke.
Okay, well, there's...
I'm looking at Zach.
Okay, well, I feel like this...
Or said billiards.
I feel like this show is immensely more entertaining than any one game of ping pong because of dramatic timing and weird not even half screen cuts.
I'm going to say no.
Every 5 seconds.
I'm going to say no to that statement of this being more fun than ping pong in real life. Because you've probably never played round robin.
Sounds weird.
It is, and it's how you break ping pong tables. That's the moral of that story. Don't play round robin, kids. Unless you want a broken ping pong table.
I'm imagining people running into ping pong tables after calling each other from one side to the other. But that'd
be
the
Red
thing.
Rover?
That is different.
This is round robin?
Right, I feel like playing Red Rover with the ping pong table in the middle of your field is not the best idea.
That'd be hilarious. No, round robin was a game we played when I was younger. We had like 8 guys. They weren't all guys, but we had 8 people around the table. Everyone had one paddle. Kid you not, we made a circle around the table. 2 people started playing ping pong. You ended up running around the table. Each time you hit, you had to move around the circle. And eventually, you're moving so fast that someone in the middle of the table has to hit, so they actually reach across the table to hit, and they fall and snap the table in half. It's pretty great. Gotta have that agility.
Well, I feel like we've said all that needs to be said. Everyone should go watch ping pong. Everyone should go buy ping pong. Everyone should go and experience ping pong.
Everyone should go play ping pong.
Everyone should go.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I recommend that.
Only play ping pong when they make you in 7th grade middle school gym.
Nope.
No, then you play pickleball. Pickleball is much more entertaining.
I have no idea what you just said. But
you take a pickle, shove it straight up.
Your nostril.
You got pickle hair, and you got it from me. I've been watching a lot of Parks and Rec again.
I know. I notice every time I'm on Hulu.
Yep.
Have you been watching Parks? No, I haven't!
It's okay, Watson. There was this awesome party, and there was girls, and there was beer, and there was
Mom,
naked,
police,
police, a chase, gunfire. Now I'm at your house, and I'm going to sleep on the couch for like a week because technically I'm homeless.
Yep.
Everything in Star Wars is exactly the same, except Leia and Luke are Ralph. Are Jean-Ralphio and Mona Louise Saperstein. I love Tumblr sometimes. Then other times it is awful.
Well,
sounds like it's usually awful.
All right, guys.
Next week we're going to be watching, or I guess in 2 weeks, we'll be watching Slam Dunk.
Slam Dunk.
Is that thing where I take the ball and I put it through the hoop really hard from above it?
Yeah,
That thing I can't do.
I can do that, but not on
a regulation hoop.
Yeah,
I can do that on a non-regulation hoop too, Leo.
actually, I'll be honest. I don't think I've ever tried to dunk on a regulation hoop.
You need some mat ups for that.
Yeah, I'm 6'3". I have a decent wingspan. I have a 28-inch vertical. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is I had to get over that fence somehow.
Well,
No, we ain't building no wall on my watch.
Slam Dunk is like the Shonen Jump oldest and most loved sports anime.
I have to disagree.
We'll talk about that.
Kurama isn't my favorite person from Yu Yu Hakusho. Also, that's not his name. Now that I think about it, Kurama's the fox guy.
Yeah, you mean Kurobara?
Yeah, Kurobara's not my favorite guy from Yu Yu Hakusho.
This guy and Kurobara are not the same person, like, at all, though. So, well,
But they look exactly the same.
Kurobara is much louder, for one
And
thing.
more attractive.
And that's the difference. All right.
And that's why we play basketball.
Yeah.
Literally.
All right. And again, thanks for tuning into Baker Street Podcast.
Zach, where can they find you?
I'm on YouTube at ZMan4491. Twitter's the same thing. Twitch is the same thing. That's about it.
Leo?
Tumblr, Twitter, both are in the description, and Facebook, and our new Twitch account, which is Baker Street Geeks. I might be streaming there every once in a while. I will tweet out stuff before we go live. I plan on having me and Watson stream a game soon. Although by the time you're probably listening to this, we already did it. So congratulations, missed out. Love you too.
Yeah, my stuff is a whole bunch of different things because who needs branding? But
Me and Zach do. High five!
all my stuff's in the description. Also, I opened a new email address, bakerstpodcast@gmail.com if you want to send us any emails or recommendations or whatnot. There's just another way you can talk to us because everyone does that.
Please, guys, I live off your feedback.
No, you don't. You'd be dead.
Rude, Zach. They're still listening, obviously.
Next week, again, we'll be talking about Slam Dunk. And, well, actually 2 weeks. Next week, we might have some sort of shooting the sheets nonsense.
Ah! Yes!
We're not calling it that. We're not calling it that.
Name lives.
We're not calling it that.
End of the show.
Yup. Ah.
We're not calling it that, though. We're gonna call it something else.
Shooting the sheets, guys.
Nope.
It's our new show.
Alright, talk. See you guys later.
Shooting the sheets. Yeah,
Yeah, you can go ahead and work on the theme song for that.
Oh, good. He's got his own theme music.
Yeah, it goes something like this. Wait. No. The theme song for Shooting the Sheets goes something like this.
At different frequencies. with Leo and Watson.
Yep.
No.